Hello, welcome to Not Dead Yet's weekly film chat, film and TV chat.
Film and TV.
I'm Dan.
I'm Lee. Hi.
We're just going to have a chat about what we've been watching. So, Lee, have you been watching anything good or interesting or shit or not interesting?
Watched. I like the soaps. I watch EastEnders and Coronation Street, so it's all interesting. It's all gold.
That is not gold.
That's
fool's gold.
You doing there?
Yeah.
I went to a screening of a really interesting documentary film.
Okay.
It's called Monochrome. Black, white, and blue.
Monochrome, black, white, and blue.
Yeah, it was in like colon.
Okay. Yeah.
Black, white, and blue. And it's by, I believe the guy's called John Brewer. It's a documentary about it's about blues music and the roots of blues music, and it started as the roots of blues music and where it is now. But a large part of the film, it's three sections, an hour long each. And it's largely about social commentary. It's like the South and racism and slaves being brought over to the South, and a lot of it's based like Louisiana and New Orleans. I think it's John Brewer, but Monochrome. Yeah, it's. I think it's potentially going to be BBC. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But absolutely fascinating. It's really hard hitting. It's like a lot of where like slaves were brought over from Africa to the South, the cotton fields, just where their positioning was in society, and it makes you despair at people. Obviously, the way that people were treated, they were like, it was quite graphic. They showed like the lashes on people's backs, and it was difficult watching. It was quite unsparing of it wasn't, it didn't, it's not there to be delicate. It kind of like was very much like it showed like had laws changed and like the KKK and all this stuff, and it was horrific, really horrific. But
how did you end up going to a screening for that?
Well, because of the blues element, they interviewed a lot of our acts. And the label I work for is a largely a blues label. It's the biggest blues label outside the US.
Right. Okay.
We don't look after this artist, but B.B. King was interviewed on there a lot. And so it's a lot of talking about Robert Johnson and really like Willie Dixon, the really early beginnings of blues and where it came from. So we had like people like Robert Cray on there, Beth Hart, Joe Bonamassa, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, talking about blues and how like it influenced them, and that does come hand in hand with the roots of it. Is I know I wasn't really aware of it, but like when the cotton fields and so people would communicate by singing, because they weren't allowed to. They weren't allowed to be in groups of more than 3 people.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know this sort of stuff, and they obviously then tried to convert them to like Christianity. So what they did, which I didn't know, which is like so they weren't allowed lessons to be taught to read and write. Obviously they can read and write, but not in English. So they were considered stupid, which is ridiculous. If you
savages.
Yeah. Which the fact is, like, they can read and write in their own language. Can you read and write in their language?
Yeah.
Are you stupid? So what they did was they would sing these religious songs and pick out parts of, like, say they had to go to church every week. Pick out parts of the Bible. Sing songs about it, but it would relate to them. So they would sing songs like "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot," and that would be to tell them how to escape. What routes?
Right. Okay.
But they did it through stories from like the owners, if you like, would go, "Oh, this is great. We've converted them." And what they're doing is using that to communicate and how to escape, which is amazing. Absolutely incredible. And so this documentary, I won't go into all of it. There is I'll pop a trailer up on YouTube on our Facebook. So a lot about music. So you'll talk to B.B. King and like where they got influenced and like things like people would communicate. Like it started like with voodoo and then into jazz, into Creole into jazz, into blues. It was the direct kind of like route. And people communicate by drums. Drum beats would be communication, how to escape. And stuff like that is just mind-blowingly incredible. But as a documentary, the music side is a large part of it, but the largest thing for me was the social commentary side of it and the history. there would be like, for instance, you obviously get arrested, you get killed, you get killed because someone didn't like you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. So there was an amazing story of one of the slaves, one of the women that she was the most notorious wanted woman in America at the time because she escaped, and it was basically about everyone's like, let's move north, and so people go to Canada and seek refuge and have like what would be a normal life, in comparison. But she came back several times over 15 years, all the way back to the south to try and bring people out. And she freed, whatever one you call it, 300 people.
Wow.
Every time she put herself back in that danger. And she was a wanted posters.
Yeah.
And she did that. She was an old woman. She was still doing it. And it's like saying that she'd have a gun, she'd have a rifle on her. Because some of the slaves would be like scared, kind of like, if you come with me, you've come with me to the end. There's no like, if you decide now halfway you want to do it, you either come with me or I'm going to shoot you.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was incredible, but the interesting, if it full circled, and the interesting it came back around to was, now are we a better society? Are we a more tolerant society? Is racism still a big part of society? And we like to go, oh no, we've progressed since then. But we haven't, there's lots of... We have progressed, sorry, but there's lots of... and it showed, like, lots of clips, recently, like, there was, like, in America, the police shooting, like, that guy was running, the police shot him, and then planted the gun. So it ended with these clips. Well, I mean... it is progressed, obviously it has, but, it's just like, one of the musicians, I can't remember who it was, said, we've had centuries of this. We can't, this is deeply, we've fucked up. This is deeply rooted into us, so we can't expect it to change in 30 to 40, 50 years. No. And I think for me, it was just like, it was hard watching. It really was.
It's strange, isn't it? Because I was reading something yesterday about all the FIFA stuff.
Yeah.
And the US Attorney General, I think she is, Loretta Lynch. She's an African American woman, and I was reading about her. She's just been, given that post, and she's had the longest delay of anyone, because you have to be nominated and then it has to be sanctioned by the Senate, I think. And like they reckon that it was the Republicans and a fair amount of racism in, spitefully not actually sanctioning her nomination. But I was reading about her. She was a very, very bright child, apparently. So bright that at school she came top in the assessment tests, and the school was so unwilling for her to accept that an African American child had come top that they made her retake the tests, and she did better on the second test, and they still wouldn't allow her to have the student award. She had to share it with two other children. So this is not a woman, 100 years ago.
Yeah.
She's a current, figurehead employee of the US government. So it's strange how that stuff, has, obviously there's progress made, but what they're saying is right. You can't shift that mentality overnight.
And I think someone was saying you can't go from having no integration to total integration.
Yeah.
And it's just, it was harrowing, and I was like there, and I've always tried to be a nice person. If someone's an idiot, they're an idiot. I don't care what.
Exactly.
Someone's nice, they're nice. But you kind of and it was upsetting, but it was meant to be. You need that.
Of course,
I think,
exactly. Unfortunately, I think a lot of the problem with stuff like that is that the people that are going to find that impactful and upsetting are not the people that should be finding it impactful and upsetting.
Yeah.
So hopefully though, like 1 out of every 100 of those people that needs to have a wake up call. If it works, it works. It's a good thing. Yeah. So
I mean, with it as well, I kind of stop now, but it's upsetting. And actually, my eyes are getting quite glazed now, thinking about it, and it's just really, but there was so much warmth in it. There was so much. It wasn't like this. Oh, white people back. It wasn't that, and it also said about how people would have safe houses along a route. And there was a lot of good in it, and there's a lot of, and out of the whole point of it, out of this came this amazing music. That became jazz, became blues, became rock and roll. And it had Eric Clapton on there, and it had lots of it had. There's obviously name escapes, but really huge. These people British people that were influenced by this blues music that took blues back to the US. But I mean, I don't know if it's going to come on telly soon, but it was a
that's something worth
poignant,
looking out for.
Film.
So I went and watched Mad Max Fury Road on the other end of the scale.
Is it good? I really want to see it.
I was not holding out much hope for it, to be honest. It's incredible looking.
Is it an IMAX sort of film? So I've not been to the IMAX. I'm
I
thinking,
would,
is that my first
if you're
one?
going to go and see that, I would go and see that at the
Right.
IMAX. Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Is Tina Turner in it?
No, it is not in any recognisable way. If she is, it's. I love the aesthetic. I love the world building, but it is basically 2 hours of action car chase, which is a bit much for me. I need a little more plot.
Is it? Is it a follow-on? Is it a remake?
No.
Is it just a different film?
Yeah.
Is he the same character? Is it obviously the same character?
Yeah,
Tom Hardy, is it?
Yeah, I don't even know if he is the same character.
Oh,
I mean,
he is
Max, but I don't know whether it's
directly like linked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's fun. It's really good fun, but it gets a bit much. By the end of it, I was just kind of like, oh, come on.
We get it.
Yeah. But it looks incredible, and there are moments though that they kind of like sped up the footage, and it looks a bit Keystone Cops. But there's some incredible sequences in there.
It's just a visual thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it really. I mean, it's a visual, and it's an exciting action thing. If you like that stuff, you're going to absolutely love this. And Tom Hardy doesn't really do much. He's not really the central character. Charlize Theron is the central character.
Lovely Charlize.
Yeah. So when I saw that, it's okay. I watched some episodes of, I guess you'd say Braquo or Braquo.
Braquo.
It's a French police drama, hard-hitting, gritty police drama. It's on Netflix. I watched 2 episodes of it, and I could probably watch it all, but I really can't be bothered.
Right, okay, it's not that good.
It felt a little bit by the numbers, maybe it gets better and there are some unusual things in it, but, basically, I've seen The Shield. I've watched The Shield all the way through. I hated the first 3 series of The Shield, I think. I think it's first 3.
But why did you watch it? This is the thing.
Because my friend had said to me, at a certain point, it improves massively.
Right, okay.
And it did. It did get a lot better. But it felt a little bit too much like The Shield, this thing. So, if you really love The Shield and you loved it from minute 1, then you're going to really like Braquo. I also watched Space Station 76.
What's that?
So that is a film that I only saw on DVD. I don't think it got a cinema release here. It's got Patrick Wilson, Liv Tyler. It's meant to be a comedy.
Meant to be?
Yeah, meant to be a comedy. And it's done like... like old 70s, 80s space films.
Right, okay, yeah.
It's done in that style. And they nail that stuff brilliantly. So, all the robots look like those robots from back then.
Like from Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's a very empty film and not funny. I don't know what they would... I don't know. I mean, they really... Maybe it wasn't meant to be a comedy, but it's billed as being a comedy, and maybe I just didn't get it, but... I did not laugh once. I did not come close to laughing.
Was it trying to be subtle? Or was it just was it outright meant to be outright funny?
No, I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know what it was meant to be. I just found it quite bleak. It was a very frustrating character. Patrick Wilson's playing. I really didn't like it. And then having watched it, when I saw the cover of it, it looked amazing in the shop, and wondered why has this gone straight to DVD. And well, now I know. So
it should be sold.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I also watched The Man with One Red Shoe.
That sounds like I've heard of that, but I don't know if I have.
I would imagine you've seen that.
What is it?
That is Tom Hanks, Carrie Fisher, James Belushi.
Yeah, possibly. Is it like
it's a spy film?
Is it like kind of like sort of around the period of Big? And that
I think maybe before Big.
Right, that sounds like something I've heard of.
I've watched it as a child many times, and having watched it again this week, I had no idea what was going on in that film as a child. Really enjoyed it though. I tried to watch it about 6 months ago and was like, I'm not bothered. But watched it last week. Really loved it. I
love Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
particularly that comedy.
Yeah, that period. Yeah, it's just really silly, enjoyable 80s sort of silly film, basically. Yeah.
I just want to watch a Tom Hanks, like Terran Hooch and Birds.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. If you're feeling like you need a bit of Tom Hanks, get The Man with One Red Shoe in your life. It's pretty good. I also watched Killer Klowns from Outer Space.
Now you messed. I've seen it on Netflix for up on the list for ages, and it's a film that it's got. I'd love it all written all over it.
No, I mean... And
I haven't watched it yet. When you messaged me the other day about it, I was going to watch it and I didn't get
around
to it.
You will love that film. You will absolutely love that film.
I've been putting it off, but I look at it and I think,
It is awful.
I know.
It's so bad.
I look at the cover and I just like, I'm gonna love that.
Yeah, you will love it. I watched that thinking Lee will love this, so I really hated it. It was just so awful. I had to give up in the end. I was like, I can't even finish. I think it finished, but I'd like started reading.
You stopped.
Yeah, I was just. It was on, and I was just not paying attention to it anymore. Some of it looks great. Some of the clowns look great. And there are some moments that are quite amusing, I guess, but mainly it's just shit. So I also watched a favourite of mine, which I haven't watched for a long, long time. There's a framed poster of it on my wall there, which is Lost in Translation. As you know, I've been learning Japanese.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched it since I've been...
Oh, yeah.
So that was quite interesting.
So that was like mid-noughties, was it? Like 2007 maybe?
Maybe even before that. Yeah.
So I went cinema with Michelle to see that. And to be honest, I didn't get it.
No. A lot of people at the time...
Leo's, I think.
Hated that film. What year is it? 2003. Yeah.
2003.
Yeah. So I absolutely adore that film, and I love it even more now. Now that I can actually, obviously I can't speak Japanese and I can't understand fully, but I understand more than I did last time I watched it.
Right. Okay.
And I found it really, really, really interesting. I've got it on Blu-ray, so I hadn't watched the Blu-ray. My sister bought it for me for like a birthday years ago, and I hadn't watched it. It's the first time I've watched the Blu-ray, and there's some nice little extras and stuff on there where they've got like a making of little documentary thing on there. And Bill Murray, I just love Bill Murray so much.
Bill Murray is brilliant.
Yeah, and this is his best film for me. Like, this is my favourite of all of his films. And in the making of documentary, he says much the same, that this is the favourite of his films that he's made. So yeah, watched that again, loved it. And I also watched Jonathan Strange and Mr Norrell.
I think I watched that
on the Beeb.
That's the yeah.
Napoleonic Magic.
Yeah, because that's it. And the guy, I know he's been in loads, but I always remember him from being in Game On. The short bald guy, the British.
From Game On?
He was in one episode.
Oh, right, okay.
One episode.
He's in The Office. He does the training course.
Yeah. Oh, no, not him. But the other guy, the actual magician guy.
Okay.
Him.
What, Eddie Marsan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was in one episode of Game On, and I remember that.
Really?
He's been in loads.
Yeah, no,
much better stuff.
Lots
but that's always things. That's the only thing always pops into my head.
Weird, yeah. He's not bald either, by the way.
I think he was in Game On.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, so that's actually a dramatisation of a book.
Yes.
And it's a book that I pushed myself kicking and screaming through I hated that book.
Right, okay.
I just found it to be an awful trudge. It was drudgery reading that book. It was so awful. I finished it, but I did not enjoy it, and most of the story did not sink into my head. I enjoyed the book so little.
Right, okay.
Having said that, the dramatisation manages to excise quite a lot of the crap that was in the book, and I love it.
I watched I think maybe I watched the first episode.
There's 2 episodes.
I think I watched one.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it from what I remember.
I
really liked it.
Yeah, really, really liked it. I think just getting rid of all of the sort of trudgery of the book means that it's a much more enjoyable story. And it seems such a shame. I was sitting there watching it thinking it's such a shame that a reasonably pleasing story just got hidden in amongst this awful book. And a lot of people will disagree with me because it's a very popular book. But I spoke to another of my friends about this who'd also read the book, and he said the same thing. He just found it really turgid, just like, oh, come on, get on with it. And it's a big, fat book as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to, I think, next episode tomorrow night. I am definitely going to be watching that. I really enjoyed that.
Go on iPlayer or whatever it is. Because I remember watching it and I remember enjoying it. I don't know if I finished the first episode, but I remember watching it and I was like, I want to watch the
really, really like that. So, yeah, that's what's been happening this week. Yeah. So that's it from me. Anything from you?
No.
Okay. You can follow us on @HelloNotDeadYet at Twitter.
Hello Not Dead Yet on Facebook.
HelloNotDeadYet @gmail.com.
Spotify, Hello Not Dead Yet _, and Instagram,
Insta Hello Not Dead Yet, or Insta Not Dead Yet.
Insta Not Dead Yet.
Insta Not Dead Yet, yeah. Okay. All right, so that's it for us. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.